This changes everything. Tupac Shakur's family hired lawyers to investigate if Diddy was connected with the rapper's murder. And if you haven't seen the documentary that just came out of Sean Combs' The Reckoning, you're missing out. According to this documentary and new revealed evidence, allegedly, P. Diddy paid $1 million for Tupac's assassination. This is exactly what the Sean Combs' The Reckoning documentary is exposing. This documentary was made by the one and only 50 Cent, and there are so many never before seen footage in this documentary that people are questioning. How did 50 Cent get these videos? Where did they come from? Who did they come from? But Tupac Shakur is not the only one linked to P. Diddy, because now even Biggie is linked to his assassination that was allegedly revealed by this documentary. Because in this documentary, I won't spoil too much, there's a scene where Biggie wanted to flee LA. He didn't want to be there, but P. Diddy canceled all flights and made him stay. The next day, Biggie was assassinated. So what are your honest thoughts on this? Do you guys think Diddy did it? And don't forget to follow for more news and find this information.
After the shocking release of the new Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, wild claims are spreading fast. The film drops bombshell evidence suggesting Diddy once offered $1 million to 40 gang members during an event to allegedly take out Tupac. The buzz caught the attention of Las Vegas police, who quickly stepped in after the news broke. Investigators reportedly took detailed notes while watching The Reckoning, where previously unheard evidence exposed Diddy's supposed $1 million offer for Tupac's life. Insiders are saying authorities might finally bring charges against Diddy for the crime. And guess who's been waiting for this moment? 50 Cent. Long before this documentary even dropped, 50 had been calling out Diddy. He once posted that he didn't like Diddy.
When they leave me to talk, because I always say the wrong thing. Last time I said something, so I gotta stop doing that. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me. Saying, oh wait, maybe that's because he got Tupac here. That was for
because he had Tupac hit. That post made waves then, but now it's making even more sense with what's coming to light. Reports say the Las Vegas police have been quietly investigating Diddy for years, and some of the details are seriously alarming. Back on November 18th, 1995, Tupac was photographed with Sarah Chapman, who just happened to be Diddy's baby mama. Diddy once described Sarah as his dream girl. So when he found out she was with Tupac, his jealousy reportedly exploded. At the same time, Tupac's fame was skyrocketing in the 90s, and Diddy supposedly couldn't handle losing the spotlight. That jealousy, mixed with rivalry and fame, allegedly sparked Diddy's first attempt on Tupac, an attempt that, according to Tupac himself, Diddy had something to do with. When that plan failed, things escalated even more. During Diddy's trial, a former cop came forward claiming Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac dealt with. Suge Knight supposedly struck back, getting Biggie involved in retaliation. And here's where it gets wild. P.D., who was questioned years ago about Tupac's passing, actually confessed that he and his crew met with Diddy to discuss the so-called Tupac hit. Everything's unraveling fast, and the streets are talking louder than ever. It really makes people question why the feds never came after Diddy for all this.
On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
With so many rumors linking him to Tupac's passing, you'd think there would have been a serious investigation. Diddy even showed up on The Breakfast Club trying to clear his name, but that interview got awkward fast. When the hosts asked him about those Tupac rumors, Diddy instantly tried to shut the conversation down. But the story didn't stop there. Fresh reports have surfaced showing Diddy's name was mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing connected to Tupac's case. That's not just a coincidence, it's huge. And it gets crazier. Keffy D, the man accused of setting up the hit after Diddy allegedly paid for it, said straight up it was Diddy's wish to take Tupac out. Even the author of Tupac's own biography dropped a surprising take, claiming Tupac wasn't built for the streets. The writer said Tupac was just playing a role in that lifestyle, that he couldn't even properly defend himself or handle a weapon. That statement shocked fans, especially now that all these new details are coming out. But digging deeper, it looks like Diddy didn't act alone. Investigators are now saying someone close to Tupac might have played a part too. The ongoing reinvestigation is unearthing new names, new evidence, and connections nobody expected. And one of those names? Suge Knight. When Suge's name popped up, it started raising even more questions, especially about a leaked verse from an unreleased Eminem track back in 2003. In the lyrics, Eminem raps, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of the two greatest rappers to ever grace this planet." Only the late Christopher Wallace could talk, he'd tell you himself, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of Ja Rule or anyone else down with the row." Those words hit different now. It almost sounds like Eminem was hinting at something the world didn't fully know yet, that Suge might have had a role in both Biggie and Tupac's deaths. And now, with Diddy's alleged involvement being exposed, people are starting to think maybe they work together, carefully covering their tracks and trying to shift the blame onto someone else. The pieces of this puzzle are finally starting to connect, and it's looking darker than ever. Detective Russell Poole, who worked on the case, had a bold theory. He believed Suge Knight arranged Tupac's death before Tupac could leave the label, setting it up so the blame would fall on a rival crew known as the Blue Street Team. But that sparks one major question. Who exactly was Suge trying to pin this on? When you piece it all together, the name that comes up fast is Snoop Dogg. Snoop's one of the most well-known figures connected to the blue side of the streets, and his recent podcast brought even more attention to the theory. In that episode, Snoop revealed something shocking. He said he was supposed to be in the car with Tupac the night the shooting happened.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
That's wild to even think about. According to Snoop, he and Tupac were supposed to ride together that night, but because of an argument that went down days before, they weren't on good terms. And Snoop ended up skipping the trip. That single decision might have saved his life. Within 72 hours of Tupac's passing, detectives began looking at Snoop differently. They knew he had deep street connections and wasn't just some outsider to that lifestyle. The timing, the argument, and his sudden distance from Tupac had the police wondering if there was more to the story. Now here's where it gets even murkier. Some say Snoop might have caught wind of what Diddy allegedly told 40 Blue members, offering $1 million to whoever handled Tupac. People in the streets started whispering that Snoop may have found out about that deal, and that's why he kept his distance right before the tragedy. Whatever that argument between Tupac and Snoop was, it must have been serious. Snoop himself said that after it went down, Tupac completely hated him. The tension, the timing, and all these connections keep making the mystery darker. And fans are starting to see just how tangled this whole story really is. The courtroom went silent when physical evidence from the Diddy trial was presented. It sent chills through everyone. Keffa D detailed exactly how things went down the night Tupac was taken out. September 7th, 1996, a night that changed hip-hop forever. Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, both there to catch the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. After the match, everything took a dark turn. As Tupac and Suge were leaving the venue, they spotted Baby Lane, a known Blue member, hanging out in the lobby. Within seconds, words were exchanged and a wild brawl broke out. Security rushed in and broke it up, but that moment sparked something deadly. Baby Lane was furious. Tupac and Suge went back to their hotel to change and get ready for the night. But at the same time, Baby Lane called up his crew to report that Tupac had just attacked him inside the MGM Grand. What made it worse? Baby Lane rolled with Keffa D's crew, the same people rumored to know about the $1 million bounty Diddy allegedly put on Tupac. With all that tension boiling, they saw their moment. Tupac and Suge later got into Suge's BMW.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662.
Planning to hit a club, but as soon as they stopped at a traffic light, everything changed. Shots were fired in the middle of the street. Vegas lights flashing, people screaming, and chaos everywhere. At first, the feds had no clue who was behind the hit, but they kept an eye on Keffe D, sensing he knew more than he let on. Then, in 2019, Keffe D finally broke his silence. He confessed to being part of the setup and explained how they pulled up on Tupac that night. According to Keffe D, everything happened in seconds. He even claimed Tupac was reaching for a weapon when they rolled up, though that part has never been confirmed. What is confirmed, though, is that the truth about that night still haunts the industry, and it's getting harder for anyone involved to hide from it now. Some say Keffe D tried to twist the story to sound like self-defense, while others believe Tupac might have actually pulled out a weapon that night. But at the end of the day, only Keffe D truly knows what happened. What's wild is that Keffe D wasn't even the one who fired the shots. It was Baby Lane, sitting in the same car with him, who allegedly pulled the trigger. It's still shocking how the police never fully investigated the situation back then. They had Keffe D in custody the night of the shooting. They questioned him, sensed he was involved, but somehow they couldn't connect all the dots. Imagine how different things might have been if they had. And if you're wondering why Baby Lane was never charged, there's a reason. He ended up passing away just 2 years later in another street-related incident. By then, the main person who could have been held responsible was gone, leaving the whole case hanging in mystery. Over time, though, police reports have revealed Keffe D's real reaction to Tupac's death in the present day. Apparently, he regrets everything that went down. Still, the deeper you dig into those evidence files, the stranger things get. Here's where it takes an unexpected twist. Some people out there still believe Tupac could be alive. The official story says he didn't pass at the scene. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors claimed he passed away several days later, but not everyone's buying that version. And then comes the biggest curveball. According to one officer's statement, Tupac was allegedly playing a role. The claim was that he was planted in the industry to help cool down the growing street tension between the red and blue crews. If that's true, it flips the entire story upside down. Tupac might not have just been a rap legend, but a man caught in a mission way bigger than anyone ever realized. At one point, everything seemed to be going right. Biggie and Tupac were tight, real friends, until things took a dark turn after Diddy allegedly made his first attempt on Tupac. That's when the tension between crews exploded, and the street rivalry spiraled out of control. From that moment on, every move added more fuel to the fire until that tragic night when Tupac was finally taken out. But here's where things get strange. Suge Knight, who was sitting right next to Tupac in the car that night, doesn't believe Tupac is gone. Suge has said more than once that he's convinced Tupac is still alive. And what's wild is that there's actual interview footage backing this up. Inside the official files, there's an interview from 2010 with rapper Tretch, who was one of Tupac's close friends back in the day. Everything started off normal. The interviewer was asking typical industry questions until the camera went down and things took a weird turn.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Thanks.
Off record, the interviewer asked about the last time he saw Tupac. Now remember, this was 14 years after Tupac's reported death. But instead of reacting like it was a strange question, she answered casually, saying, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba." That line blew everyone's mind. A few weeks later, things went wild online. A leaked clip surfaced on a website showing someone who looked exactly like Tupac, spotted down in Cuba. Fans started piecing things together fast, and suddenly the Tupac is alive in Cuba theory caught fire again. And here's the kicker. Suge Knight, the only man who was in the car with Tupac that night, also claims he saw Tupac alive and doing fine at the hospital afterward. With both Tretch and Suge saying the same thing, it's no wonder so many people are questioning what really happened that night and whether Tupac ever actually left us at all. Suge Knight once said, and this is a direct quote, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad." That single line shook people to the core. If Tupac was really laughing and talking just fine, how did things suddenly take such a dark turn? Fans can't stop wondering if Tupac actually passed that night. Remember, Suge Knight was one of the closest people to him. He was there in the car, there at the hospital, and he would have checked in on him constantly afterward. And when you think about all those claims that Tupac might have been an industry plant, supposedly working to calm down the street wars between rival crews, a new theory starts to make sense. What if whoever was controlling that operation decided Tupac's role had become too risky, and the only way out was to fake his passing at the hospital? It sounds wild, but Suge hasn't backed down from that idea once, not in one interview. Every time he talks about it, he says the same thing, that Tupac was recovering well, alert, and nowhere near the condition that would have led to him passing away. Things took an even stranger turn after that. Not long after Suge's interview, he was reportedly targeted at a club where someone fired 6 shots in his direction. That shook him up big time, and according to sources, that incident made him keep quiet with the police because he believed he was being punished for talking about Tupac being alive. And just when people thought the rumors couldn't go any further, Suge's own son jumped into the story. In 2018, he posted on Instagram claiming that Tupac is alive and living in Malaysia. Some said he was just chasing attention, but others believed him, especially since it lined up with everything his father had been saying for years. The mystery only keeps getting deeper, and fans are left questioning who's really telling the truth. Suge Knight said it himself, and I quote, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad." That statement alone has had fans questioning everything ever since. If anyone would have known the truth, it's Suge Knight. He was one of the closest people to Tupac, riding with him that night, and reportedly visiting him every single day in the hospital afterward. So when Suge says Tupac was fine, it makes people seriously wonder if Tupac actually passed away at all. And when you factor in those old claims that Tupac might have been an industry plant, placed in the rap game to help calm down the violent street wars between the Reds and the Blues, it starts sounding even more suspicious. Could it be that whoever was managing Tupac decided things were getting too dangerous and faked his passing at the hospital to protect him? That's the theory that keeps circling. What's even wilder is that Suge hasn't changed his story once. He's repeated the exact same thing in several different interviews over the years, never switching up, never dodging the topic. He stands firm that Tupac was recovering just fine in that hospital room. But then came the scary part. Right after one of those interviews, Suge was allegedly targeted at a club with someone firing 6 shots in his direction. That close call left him shaken and made him keep quiet for a while. Whatever truth Suge knows about that hospital night, it's clear it's dangerous information. And that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. Suge Knight always believed the police never protected him after that club shooting. And he's convinced it's because he spoke out about Tupac still being alive. But things took an even stranger twist when Suge's own son stepped into the spotlight. At first, people thought Suge's son was just chasing clout, trying to stir things up for attention. But when you look closer, not everyone's convinced that's the case. In 2018, he dropped a bombshell on Instagram, posting that Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. The internet exploded instantly, and just when people thought he was joking, he doubled down. A few days later, he posted screenshots of a text conversation where someone allegedly warned him, "You said too much. Time for you to go." That message had him panicking about his own safety. Soon after, he went on a posting spree, uploading edited pictures of Tupac with modern-day celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyonce. He captioned one post, "He never left us. They'll be after me soon." That line sent chills across social media. Fans were torn. Was Suge's son actually revealing the truth? Or was he caught up in a dangerous game way bigger than him? The mystery only keeps getting deeper. Is Tupac really somewhere out there, living quietly while the world argues about what happened? Or should the feds finally turn their attention to Diddy, considering all the evidence and confessions stacking up over the years? No matter which side you're on, one thing's for sure. The story of Tupac Shakur is far from over. If you made it this far, drop a comment and let us know what you believe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can weigh in on one of the biggest mysteries in music history.